Imagine you're a hole in a frozen lake. It's a giant frozen lake. And you are a hole in that ice. Except that you're not the only hole. There are billions and billions of holes all across this frozen lake. And so you know that you're not the only hole because you're a conscious hole. And you're aware that there are all different kinds of holes in this frozen lake, all round, more or less. And you know that some holes are very similar to you. Certainly the ones closest to you, you know those holes, they're familiar to you. But the ones further away, or the ones that you've heard are a bit ragged, or the ones that you've heard have different ideas of what a hole should be, you think about those holes. And you worry a little bit about those holes. What are those holes like? What are those holes that I can't see like? And what do they want? So you focus instead on the holes nearest you, and there's one hole in particular that you're quite enamored with because it's similar to you, but it's bigger and stronger and more magnificent than you. So you focus your attention on the holes you know and on the holes that you admire. And then spring starts to come. And slowly but surely, all the holes start to widen and disappear and melt and move apart. The boundaries between them begin to cease until one day there are no holes left. There is only water. Imagine that you have been that hole, believing in your separateness, believing that your sense of safety as a whole lies in your community around you of like-minded holes and the holes that you admire. And then the sunlight of the truth that love is all there is comes and shines on this illusion of separateness and safety. And as everything melts away, you realize that you are all one in love. And you realize that if you could have looked through yourself and seen the truth, you would have known this all along. That all that you all were was made of the same stuff. And that all that you all are is one together. Imagine that you're that whole now, understanding that you have never, ever been separate from anything else in the world, and that what you are whole in, WHOLE, is love. Love with the big L. Imagine that every single person or idea or action or belief that you see is separate cannot be, because all we are is whole in love. And hold that in your heart until you feel the truth of it. The truth that we are never not one, whole in love. And when you feel that so fully that nothing can shake that, take that wholeness that begins with a W of whole and ends with an E of whole, the we of whole, out into the world. And live love from that place of wholeness. Always. No exceptions. Live the love of the wholeness of we.